Okay, so you owe $150.
I did pay that. But then I took out the $300 that they offered me today.
Ladies, what the are we doing? I just don't know why. What the why have you done these things? You're coming on the show today. You're coming on the fucking show today.
I need a little bit of gas money.
We would have given you gas money. At that point, no, you bought things at Buc-ee's. Listen, we know your entire existence. You're a liar. A liar. You are a liar. Liar, liar, liar. Matching Bronco t-shirts for you
me
and
my
your mom.
Yeah. They were super cute. I don't know
Shut
what
the
else.
f*** up. I can't. $600 cash app that she took out the day of filming Financial Audit. Oh, I need a moment. I need a moment. Your child because you are dedicated to homeschooling them, then you can't afford to. This is basic.
I can afford not to. It's worth any price to take care of my kid.
Oh my. Oh my. You.
If you have a kid one day, you might understand.
Yeah. And
Are
guess
you married
what?
yet?
I am not. But guess what? I've seen a lot of people on this show, and this is where you're headed. That you're so proud of for some reason, where their entire life, your kid is going to be on hold because their failure and joke of a dad while they're trying to live their life never did anything in their entire life, their dad's life. So all of a sudden your kid has to put their life on hold to take care of their failure dad. That's where you're going. That's just a mathematical reality. I don't need to have had a kid to know that.
That's not going to happen.
Fuck you, that's not going to happen. Look at your finances now. You're in your mid-30s. You're acting like a 12-year-old. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a baby. Shut up. What a joke. That's not going to happen. You don't know fucking anything.
That's not.
You're not even living life as an adult in 34. You couldn't successfully complete a marriage. You can't successfully complete holding a
I was
job.
married for 12 years.
And guess what? You're not. You couldn't successfully complete holding a job for more than 6 months. You couldn't work in a kitchen. You can't go and sit across a desk from someone without having to sit in a house for a week. You're a child. You're incapable of existing in this world and doing all this stuff that you want to do. And just like, by the way, your kid, you want to homeschool your kid. All this stuff that you are choosing is going to put you in a position where they're going to have to put their life on hold to take care of their joke of a dad. That is your choice. And it's honestly a disgusting choice. What are we doing here?
You're supposed to help us.
In what way? I'm not a magic pill. Buddy, if I say, hey, maybe you can't do a luxurious vacation once a month, and that's why you're in debt.
Okay, first of all, it's not even once a month.
Shut the fuck up. If I just give literally the most basic thing and tell you to cut out the most expensive thing that maybe you do once a year instead, max, which I wouldn't even do, I'd get out of fucking debt, then maybe you'd be willing to cut that back. So I don't know what the is going on here. This is so stupid. This is so stupid already. So dumb. This is the first card. You have to be receptive. If you're sitting at this table, you have to be receptive, or I'm not fucking filming.
I am receptive. I just don't agree with your logic.
Please explain.
I mean, you know, everybody has debt.
No.
Yes.
No.
Everybody has debt,
No!
and we're just not gonna go see the world.
Yes!
And not go travel just because credit cards have to be paid.
Oh my
You have to go make memories.
Shut
You
the
have to go make memories. What are you gonna do? Just stay in your house and fucking work all the time?
No, you
Literally?
Oh my gosh, buddy.
Is that what you do? Is that where you're just so miserable all the time?
Well, yes, I am building a business here, so I do put in more work than you've ever put in your entire life, but I also have results to show for it, and you have nothing to show for it. But also at the same time, because of that, I could retire right now and actually go see the world without going in debt because I put in the time, I put in the work, I put in the effort, the mental energy, the stress, the zits. Instead, your next vacation will be living under a bridge and you won't be leaving there. Most content that people produce on YouTube is fun. Yeah. Why weren't we a gaming channel? Why weren't we a food channel? Why weren't we a Graham Stephan talk at the camera for 8 minutes channel? Why'd we have to be financial audit? Why'd we have to be financial audit? I'm sorry. Gosh, I just really fucking hate this. It flows through my bones.
I remember taking it out. I just don't remember what it was for.
They started garnishing your wages from this loan?
Yes.
You gave them access to your account?
Yeah.
You gave them access to your account? This isn't a government. They can't just garnish unless you give access. I'm sweating so much. And this is so. You don't understand. Listen, you're at this point. Listen. Actually, do I have empathy? But for you and how you do things? Boop boop. Bye bye. You're $70,000 in 8 months. That's spending. F you.
Well, $70,000 in 8 months, our spending has skyrocketed because we also moved in after we got married because we're not allowed to live together before we get married.
Oh no! I moved into a place. That means I have to spend $70,000 in 8. What are you talking about, dude?
A lot of our expenses were with her not having a job. We have to put on credit cards.
$70,000. That is you living
Not
above your means.
completely.
You do not need to live on $70,000 in 8 months. That we are talking at that point. You are living off of $110,000 a year. That is, you are not making that up with an income. What are you talking
A
about?
lot of this stuff over the past year are one-time purchases that are not going to be made in subsequent
and you
years.
need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
And you need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
And you need them to survive.
This is what I'm talking about. One-time purchases.
To survive.
That are not going to be made in 2025
Doesn't
or
matter.
2026.
You needed them to survive.
So our spending
Doesn't. Hey,
our spending is going to go down because of those one-time
No,
purchases are no
that's
longer
not how
on the
this
budget.
works. Listen. Next year, maybe you'll want to buy a chin. I don't know what's going to happen. At some point, everything gets pushed. You will find a replacement for that spending. The spending that you did last year that are one time, you're going to find one-time purchases next year. I only have 4 of these conversations a week. That's it. For 3 years.
So you're saying my
this.
position is the same as everybody else's position and that I'm not unique in any way. So why would I be on this podcast in the first place?
Yeah, basically, because essentially everyone that comes on the show, trust me, I've heard that this show...
Just because our spending was bad in the last 12 months does not mean it's going to be bad in the subsequent 12 months or the 12 months after that.
Behavior just changes because we wake up one day.
We are here to get our behavior changed and look at what we need to change.
I don't change behavior. I will give you advice of what you should and should not do.
And that advice
but you spend
will help our behavior.
If you follow it.
Yes, that's what we want to do is follow it. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Okay, fucking bingo. Got it. Ding, ding, ding. Buddy, everyone says that. Again, you think you're unique? You're saying exactly what everyone says every single time.
Okay, I'm here to get help. If I didn't want help, I would not be here.
Then maybe you should fucking listen instead of interjecting. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Interject.
No, go ahead.
There it is. Okay, your one-time purchases that you did last year, you will have one-time purchases for the rest of your life. This is what happens every single time. And even still, she did not have a job since the middle of last year, since after the middle of last year, and you guys chose to live on $120,000. Even if they're one-time purchases, I don't give a You chose to live off of $120,000 a year when you barely make scraps. So I don't give a if they're one-time purchases. You chose that. You chose that.
So how about we go into the finances and
my-
look what we can fix?
Buddy, it's a fix. Here's a fix. Let me give you a little fix. This will solve your entire issue, and we can fast forward instead of doing an hour and a half. Here's a fix. Don't spend $120,000 in a year, you dumb making $30,000. How much went out?
I'm telling you, probably like $65,000, $7,000.
That doesn't make sense. You just told me the household expenditures are $7,000.
Well, you're supposed to
said
make
you-
it make sense.
You said you went on a trip.
We did, and it was great.
Okay, that would probably mean the money went out is more than just your household expenses. So how much do you think went out? How much do you think went out? How much do you think went out?
$10,000
Okay. Where did it go?
to the trip. I just told
Where'd you go?
To the Philippines.
You know you can't afford to go out, right? You know you can't afford to buy any designer clothes. You know you cannot afford to go to anything but great clubs. You know you cannot afford to go out to eat at all, right? To be very clear, not a single time.
I'm speechless.
Do you know you cannot afford that though?
I get I feel like it saves me so much time though, so I can work on my business.
Work on your How many hours a day are you working?
It depends. And now
Average.
I'm doing more things
Give
now.
me average.
An average
How many days or hours a day are you working?
5.
Then you don't have time. That's stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, I'm digging into you, but that's dumb. That's dumb, and you need to know that's dumb. That's why I'm being rough. 5 hours a day? Oh, poor me. I'm working 5 hours a day and I can't cook. What do you mean it saves you time?
Okay, where do you think your score would be financially? 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. 10 is a number, so 0. You can give 10 numbers in between there.
5.
Have you
5.
seen this show?
Yes, I've seen the show all the time, actually. You're welcome.
Were you closing your ears and eyes while it was playing near you? You think you're a 5. This
Yes.
is one of the biggest stacks of okay. Guys, if you want your Hammer financial score and you're not a fucking moron, sorry. You literally spent more money this last month than came in. So that does not make sense. That is not lining up with the literal reality of your situation.
Yeah. Well,
So what are you talking about?
I mean,
Obviously something is different there than you are expressing.
no, it's not different. I pay all my bills.
Yeah, your bills. What do you mean by bills? Are you just talking about like the minimum monthly payments and things that are required?
No. I've paid off my credit cards to a certain degree.
There's a couple credit cards that get some payments, and there's some credit cards that are getting.
Kind of. But I'm working on it. It's not like I'm just not paying them. Everything gets a payment.
Yeah, like a minimum monthly. Is that what you're
Like
saying?
$100. Every card gets at least $100.
Okay, if the bills are paid before you close the books, why? How are we spending more than is coming in? I'm trying to understand this
'Cause
from
I
your perspective.
Shop and I travel.
Okay, why isn't that tracked? Why are we tracking our bills but we're not tracking our spending?
I don't know. Because if I track it, then I probably won't do it anymore.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that what gets us to the best place?
Yeah.
Realting's a very interesting profession in the fact that, again, like you said at the beginning, you don't get paid unless you make a big sale. So if you're not doing anything or helping someone find a place as well, I know some of it with commission is kind of changed up recently, but either way, whatever. You don't get paid unless you get paid. It's not an ongoing bi-weekly payment. Okay, wonderful. With that, you would want to be basically debt-free to have no risk hanging over your head as you're in a more risky job situation. You'd want to fully fund an emergency fund to be able to cover yourself probably about 12 months actually as like a business owner, which you are your kind of own business.
Yeah, but technically I don't spend out of my bank account. I only spend on credit cards.
You understand you have to pay the credit cards.
Yeah, and I do. I pay them. So
Not off.
so in the beginning of the month, I track my monthly bills out of my bank account, and then I only spend on a credit card. So I don't
Yeah,
have
but
any
you don't
other-
put back on your credit card what you spend on it.
I know.
So it doesn't work like that. What is your philosophy on this?
Well, I don't really have a philosophy.
Tell me your
I'm
reasoning, because
working-
there was at least a half a thought that made you go into that.
because I thought that honestly, I just like to spend money. So
I get it, but
I don't
your
have a thought.
reasoning behind the credit card versus the bank account.
well, they're rewards credit cards. And they don't all have interest. So the
A
ones,
couple are interest free right now, yes.
yeah, and they'll be paid off before the
Says
interest-
what? They're going up. What are you talking about? It's confident. There also is card accruing interest.
But those don't have big balances.
But it's still accruing interest, showing that you are not able to manage paying off a card before interest starts accruing, because we have credit cards accruing interest.
I just want to spend on credit cards
No,
so
no.
I don't have to pay out of the bank account.
Oh my gosh. Yes, okay. Okay. Interesting philosophy. Yeah, it was $25,000.
What's $25,000?
That's the number that was spent. That's what went out
Last month?
last month.
No. We don't even make that much money. What do you? No.
That's the point. That's
Somebody-
the conversation we're having.
Somebody miscalculated.
What are you on here for? What are you on the show for?
To fix finances, Caleb, and to save my marriage before
Then why
it's
the
doomed.
did you just say that? Because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because there's no way we don't even make that much money a month.
That's the point. You're in debt. You put more on debt. Your debt went up.
You mean like on credit cards?
That is a debt. What kind of person did you guys find? I'm concerned
Okay,
that
help me
she
out
doesn't
here.
have no. I'm concerned she doesn't have the mental bandwidth for a conversation involving numbers. That's like credit cards. Yes, like credit cards. Are you kidding me right now? What are we talking about?
Well, because you asked how much came in and then you asked how much went out. So I thought
Are
you
you
meant like
pranking me
checking
or
account.
are you stupid? We're just starting with like a fucking insane balance. Oh, we do spend $25,000 a month somehow.
We
Crazy.
don't.
Shut the fuck up. Yes, you do. That's literally what you do.
On
So-
what?
I think we're going to find out. Something tells me you've seen the show before that we might find out. Starting now. $31.42 of purchases. You're at the credit limit. What is the fee possibly? What is the fucking fee possibly? What is the fee for?
Late payment? I don't know. Of
Great. Oh my gosh. So nonsense. You don't give a you don't care. Of
course I care. That's why I'm here.
I don't. That's why I'm here. Great. I can't tell. I can't get in your brain. You're sassy, then you say you're not. You're defensive, then you say you're not. And it's just like fucking, I don't understand.
I'm trying to tell you why
Yet
these
there's
things...
a nice part of your personality. Yet there's an aggressive cheater. Yet I don't understand what you are. I might not know how to get through to you. I can get through to most people. I don't know. You're an enigma. By accumulating just on the first card alone over $10,000, you'd have to make multiple months to pay that off,
that was
including
from
paying your bills and 2
consolidating.
mortgages.
That was from consolidating my other cards.
There's a lot of spending on here. There's a lot of spending on here. It's not just consolidation.
Like 6,000 of it is consolidation.
So I don't give a fuck. So half of it is consolidation, just about, and half is spending. That doesn't change the how do we pay it off in time if we do not get the closings, because you were putting yourself in such a risky position, essentially borrowing from your future self, but in a more extreme scenario. Because usually when people borrow from their future self, they borrow from a paycheck that is more confident to come because they already have a job that is giving out that paycheck on a consistent basis. But you're not. Your paycheck isn't necessarily due with luck, but you also do have the client side of it. If your client is not willing to sell at a certain price, and who knows what the real estate market is and going to be, you don't really know. You're putting a lot of risk on that.
I live on hope and faith in a dream, I guess.
Yeah, and
a
you
credit
have
card.
and you have a shit ton of debt, so that's not
Yeah.
working. What's your investment account like today? 30 years old?
Like my 401k is probably like $5,000 or $10,000.
So you're behind for 30.
Yeah,
Is the hope and dream working? You're behind.
not yet.
You have as much on one credit card as you have on your hopeful guessing high end of your retirement account. It's none of these are necessities. This is crazy. You go crazy on here. You go crazy.
I did tell you earlier that Amazon is my weakness.
I know.
So at least I was forthcoming.
So imagine the return on your investment if you just put that money in stocks, a Moomoo savings account, and anything. It'd be just delicious. But instead, you're a moron.
We're fiscally irresponsible, and that's what we are here to try and fix. We want
that
your
is not how
advice.
this conversation is going to go. Stop trying to control this, okay? You little domineering freak. That is not how this is going to work. I am trying to learn about you.
Yes.
I get into your brain. We figure it out, and then we go through the finances, and then I get to learn about them based on the establishment that you set before of your personality, that I get to know about you and why you did the things. Guess what, special guy? I don't know if math teaches this, but when I look in your most recent month, I can't see what you spent in August. So yes, we're having a conversation about what last year looked like that got you into $70,000 of debt.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think the master's degree is going to solve that equation for you. So, yeah, we're going to talk about maybe the mistakes you made.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
So stop with the let's go into the documents then. I know we're going to go into the numbers that happened in the last month.
Okay.
Okay. So why the do you think it is okay to spend $120,000 in a year making 20 to 30?
Never said it was okay.
Then why'd
I
you
said
do
it
it?
was fiscally...
No that you chose
Why
to do.
did we do it? We were fiscally irresponsible.
That is not an answer. Why did you choose to do it? That is not your choice. The fiscally irresponsible is not the answer. I want to know why the you did it. Self-assessment. Try to get any kind of reflection in your life.
Why did I do it? I don't necessarily have a great answer for it. I'm fiscally irresponsible.
Oh my gosh, buddy, that is not going to be an answer.
But
that
that's
is
why
not
we
going to be
racked
a
up so much of this debt.
No,
because we spend money on dumb shit.
There we go. There's an attempt.
Stupid one-time
so
purchases.
what are you getting? This one-time purchases that you're able to justify for an entire fucking year, which will apparently never happen again in the rest of your life.
Never said that.
Okay, then why are we defending ourselves like it's just one-time purchases that'll never happen
Because
again?
certain one-time purchases will never be made again. I have already
Sure,
looked
but
at
they will
certain
be
ones.
replaced with other
But
one-time
that's
purchases.
what I don't want to do is replace them.
They always will.
But you say they always will. They don't necessarily
Yes.
have to always be.
With your discipline, if you choose to.
I know, that's what I need to work on is my fiscal discipline.
Yeah,
with this
so
stuff.
let's learn about why you did those in the past. Tell me, what were you purchasing, dude? Instead of just saying, I'm fiscally irresponsible and trying to move on. What the did you actually
And I'm
do?
gonna be completely honest. I didn't know we spent $70,000 a year. That's why I'm saying
Can
I
you
don't know what
answer
these
the
are.
question, guy? You don't need to sit here and try to look
I don't
good.
know what we spent that money on. The $70,000.
You can't reflect to 3 months ago.
$12,000.
You keep bringing up one-time purchases. Tell me about any of them.
Couches, one-time purchase.
Oh, he figured it out. He was able to get an answer. We got there 10 minutes later.
Couches, one-time purchase. TV, one-time purchase. All the stuff we've had to move
That's
in, whether it's table.
$70,000, couches and
That's
TV.
what I'm saying. I don't know what this
going,
$70,000
then.
is. All the
Self-reflect.
stuff we've had to move in, plates, dishes.
You needed a TV to survive.
Well, we've had our TVs. But
Okay, so that wasn't it then.
okay, so desks for her to sew, sewing machine for her to sew.
Okay.
So she can try and make some supplemental income when she's allowed
How
to
much
work.
have we made?
None so far because I
Okay, so
cannot work.
She's
Keep
not
going.
allowed to make any money, whether it's cash or in a
Good,
bank
then maybe
account.
we shouldn't have purchased for something she can't
That's
do.
when she was allowed to work.
And did you make any money doing that?
No. 'Cause that's
Okay,
when I
so
was-
bullshit. Keep going.
I don't even know what other one-time purchases could be. Lots of food, lots of, your passport doesn't really count because you had to get that. But going on vacation to Ocean City.
Yes, that is necessary for surviving and moving into a new place. This fucking guy. What are you talking about?
Technically that was before, but
How about you talk about since fucking the unemployment?
That's
Because
what
your
I'm saying.
entire let's frame back. Let's get to where this started. You specifically said we are going to get out of debt when she gets income because everything's going to change because we got income. However, obviously, mathematically, you can do that part. You know that is not why you're in this debt.
Correct.
Because no amount of income she gets, unless she gets a 6-figure job, would make up for the kind of spending you guys did last year. So tell me what the you guys were doing since she got unemployed.
spending money on dumb Also, I don't really
You
make...
said it was just one-time purchases.
Also, I don't really have the money coming in to kind of...
Hey, how about you work like a fucking man then?
I am working. What the do you mean?
You took 3 months off when she was unemployed.
I didn't take 3 months off.
It was summer break.
I worked over the summer.
What'd you do?
I work at CVS.
You said you weren't bringing in money. You would have been bringing in money if you were working
They
at
let
CVS.
me work 30 hours a week.
Okay,
30
so
hours a
that
week at
is
$19
money.
an
Then
hour.
don't say you didn't bring in
I didn't.
money.
I never said that.
Did he not just say
I
he didn't
legitimately
make
never
money?
said that. No, I work at CVS while I work during school, and over the summer they don't let me work full time. They let me work 30 hours a week.
Who doesn't?
CVS.
Okay.
Because they can't transition me from part time to full time because of benefits.
But you pick up a second job somewhere else.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. Over the
no,
summer.
last year. I don't give a shit about right now. We're still talking about last summer, trying to follow along.
Yeah.
Why didn't you work a second job?
Because she was still working over the summer.
She got unemployed in August. Why didn't you pick up
School
a second
started
job?
in August.
Why couldn't you pick up a job in the evenings? You don't make enough
I
money.
work at CVS in the evenings.
It was CVS in the evenings.
I work at CVS.
Why are you working at CVS right now?
I am.
Why did you say that? That's what you do for a living. How am I able to give answers without a full picture?
Listen, to be fair, you cut me off after I said substitute teacher, and I never got to go back into that
How much do you make
conversation.
at CVS now?
It's about $19 an hour.
How many hours a week are we currently working?
During school, it's about 10 hours a week. I work there Mondays and Tuesdays after.
You can do more than that.
I work there Mondays and Tuesdays after school. They don't let you work Saturdays, Sundays. Sundays are only open for.
Are there
overnight
other weekdays other than Monday and Tuesday?
Yes.
Might need to check your
I
calendar
also
for that
have
one.
my schooling that I have to do.
Okay, and when does that take place?
I do my schooling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm in online school.
When are the classes? What time?
It's all asynchronous. So I do it whenever I have time. There's no like live lectures. They're all
good.
just posted.
Okay, so you can work after school
But
for a few hours.
Yeah, I do work. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if I come home at CVS, I usually get home 9 p.m.
Mhm.
I have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to school. If I do my schooling after
So you're
that,
doing
I'm
the thing
dead.
that the rest of us have done all throughout life when we had to sacrifice, and maybe you get a little less sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, to pay the bills for your fucking wife, the roof over her head, since she doesn't have a choice to work. Yeah, you man up a little.
Okay. I completely agree. That's why I'm looking for
Good, which is why you didn't do that.
That's why I'm looking
I love
for
how this
second
guy's
jobs
just like,
right now.
we're going to do this. Everything's going to be good. It's just one-time purchase. And everything's going to be good in the future. You're right. I will do that. I'm here. Guys, I was just financially insecure. How about, like, fucking, that's not how this works. You don't just get out of a pushback by saying, you're right, I'm just going to do it. No! Why weren't you? Because I can't just believe
Why
you're
weren't I
going to
doing
do
it?
something if you're just going to say.
Because when I'm already working in school and I'm already working that second job for 2 of those days a week, the other 3 days I'm doing
CVS won't let you work on the weekend?
No.
Cool,
they
go
won't.
to McDonald's.
Why would I want to go work at McDonald's? Sure, $15 an hour.
Money?
Money? Yeah, money. I have schooling I have to do as well.
Okay, you didn't say that. You said Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, how am I able to have any kind of assessment if you refuse to answer a question sufficiently?
I am perfectly capable of working, but I don't want to work 7 days a week.
I don't give a fuck what you
every
want.
single
You're
day.
under by $1,000 and you have a wife who can't work and it is not her fault.
Yeah, but I am not working 7 days a week
Yes, you
while I
are.
am in school.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to fail school. That's going to be more student loan money that I'm going to have
But
to do.
you said you did school Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You did not say Saturday and Sunday.
I do school Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You did not say Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. Okay, like maybe I could pick up a second job.
Yes, that's what I just said. That's literally what I just said.
That's what I'm trying to do for the summer right now. I'm applying to jobs currently.
Not for the summer. I'm saying
Okay, if they hire me now, I'll do it. But I'm applying
you can
for these
say
jobs.
so many. You can run the rest of this conversation of, yes, you're right. I will do that. I want to know why you didn't do it because I will have no faith. It's just like someone who comes on, has all this debt and says, I'm just going to pay it off in the next year. By the way, that's exactly what they just said earlier in the conversation. How can I have any kind of belief in that if you have not been doing that? That is why I am trying to ask questions as to why you are not doing something so we can diagnose and find a way to get you to actually do it in the future. The answer of, I was just financially insecure and I'm not going to be. That's not a fucking answer, buddy. You do not get anywhere in life with that.
So why I didn't work?
Yes, why you're not working on Saturdays and Sundays.
Because I'm lazy. That's my time to recuperate from the week.
Great.
Could I have done
You married
better?
a lazy man
Could I
who's
have
not
done-
willing to keep the roof over
Could
your
I
head.
have done
How does
better?
that feel?
She has a roof over her head, actually.
For now. Keep going $1,000 in the negative every single month. We'll see how long that lasts. You married a lazy man. How does that feel?
I don't think he's lazy.
Really?
I think he's okay.
He's not willing to work Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I think he should take a break as well.
You don't want the bills paid.
He does pay the bills, but I think
You are under by $1,000 and debt is going up and we're at the $70,000 since you went unemployed. What are we talking about? You're going further in debt. That's not paying the bills. Do we know what paying the bills are? I'm a little concerned that both of you do not know what paying the bills are. Which makes me a little nervous for the future of this conversation. Going in debt is not paying the bills. We do realize this, right? That is actually additional bills now?
Yeah, but he is working 2 jobs and going to school, so I do not think he's lazy.
He is not making enough when he has time to go make more money, and he is choosing not to. And he just said, because I'm lazy. That was his own words. He literally just said he was lazy.